Prosecutors are dropping charges against the owner of a popular DC9 nightclub and his 4 employees who allegedly beat a man who died outside the nightclub. The men were initially charged with the murder for Ali Mohammed's death. A court hearing was scheduled for today, but prosecutors now say they don't have evidence to support their case. Police say the medical examiner's office has not found injuries on Mohammed, indicating that he was brutally beaten. The owner of the nightclub and 4 employees chased after Mohammed after he threw a rock through the nightclub window.
It's been called one of the 5 most toxic drinks known to man. The energy alcoholic beverage, Four Loko, has become the hottest drink on the market. Now the D.C. Department of Health is looking into the potential threat that it is posing to the public health and safety on college campuses. Amanda Zibber reports.
It is the hottest drink to hit college campuses. Four Loko, the new alcoholic energy drink that has been nicknamed Blackout in a Can and Liquid Cocaine, costs little more than $2 a can.
I don't think anyone knows what they're drinking when they first take it. And what happens is, I guess when they first start drinking it, they don't feel the alcohol content right away, so they keep drinking more and more. And then an hour or 2 later, all that alcohol catches up with them.
The drink's high alcohol and caffeine amounts have health departments seeing Four Loko as a potential threat to public health and safety on college campuses. Some universities have begun banning the sale of Four Loko after students have ended up in local area hospitals.
I've heard another nurse tell me that they've had a patient that came in that had like maybe 6 of them and was fine in the beginning, but then became like just completely intoxicated and didn't realize that she was that drunk.
Because of the packaging, store clerks often mistake a Four Loko for an energy drink and sell it to minors, who are in the most danger of the increased amount of negative effects from the drink. Amanda Zimmer, District Wire News.
Keith Olbermann is returning to MSNBC tomorrow after being suspended indefinitely by the cable news network on Friday. Olbermann was suspended for donating money to 3 Democratic campaigns. MSNBC's policy says their journalists are not allowed to donate to political campaigns. MSNBC's president says suspending Olbermann through Monday is an appropriate punishment. Following his suspension, an online petition run by a progressive campaign group got over 250,000 signatures supporting Olbermann's return.
TBD.com's creator is leaving the site just 3 months after it launched. Jim Brady, an AU alum, says creative differences with corporate parent Albertan Communications forced him to leave. DCRTV.com is reporting that he left because Albertan wants more original content on the site. While Brady is pushing for more of a news site, the company says Brady's old role will be a split with another executives.
A nuclear power plant in New York shut down Sunday evening after a transformer exploded on the site. The Indian Point Energy Center shut down at 6:30 after the explosion knocked out one of the power units. Officials say there were no injuries, and despite earlier reports, there was no fire. The plant provides about 30% of the electricity for New York City and Westchester County.
A man in Canada is in jail after he tricked airport security with a mask. A young Asian man disguised himself as an elderly Caucasian man while boarding a flight from Hong Kong to Vancouver. Authorities didn't notice until 2 hours into the flight when he took off the mask in the bathroom. A man claimed refugee status as soon as the plane landed. It is not known why the man disguised himself.
Australian airline Qantas has grounded some planes after a fuel leak forced them into an emergency landing. Sparks flew from a faulty engine on a flight from London to Sydney. The plane made an emergency landing just 15 minutes after taking off from a stopover in Singapore. The airline's chief inspector said they found oil slicks on 3 of the A380 models. Engine Qantas grounded their entire A380. This is Qantas' second engine explosion in 2 days.
Haiti is cleaning up after another natural disaster hurricane. Tomas swept through the island. The storm killed at least 6 and caused massive floods. CNN's Paul Newton has more.
And then came Hurricane Tomas. Misery now overwhelms Haitians just as easily as the floodwaters did. This water now came by and washed away anything we had left, he says. Young Charlie Simolien wades through filthy water only to return to his earthquake-ravaged home. This is Leogán, the very epicenter of January's epic quake, and now it has seen some of the worst flooding. And yet for this, there is gratitude. Tomas spared them the worst. This is what the Esten family has been left with. There is water all over their home and this muddy soot. I mean, they're thankful that the water has started to recede, but now they're left with this muddy soot. And so they try to clean up and recover once more. Many tell us they've had it, their spirit broken. The quake, the continuing threat of cholera, the indignity of scavenging to survive, and now more water. Jessner tells us he lost his leg to the earthquake. Now Tomas has taken everything else. This is all I could save, he tells us, my crutches. It's difficult to comprehend that in the shadow of homes crushed by the quake, Haitians must now somehow survive. So little has changed here since January. Outside Haiti, there is talk of donor fatigue, but inside Haiti, they're sick of something else, all the attention. They say it raises their expectations for help and crushes them once more when it fails to turn up. We always have foreigners come and talk to us and offer help, he says. They take our stories, they take advantage of us, and it's about time this ends. Hurricane Tomas's last lash may be behind them, but many Haitians tell us they no longer believe anyone can help them when the next calamity strikes. Pauline, CNN, Léogâne, Haiti.
It was a chilly weekend here in Washington, but things are looking and feeling brighter on this Monday. District Wire News' Jack Weingart will tell you what to expect from Mother Nature this week after the break.
And Better Call Geico, 70 cousins of the insurance mascots Gecko are taking over at DC Museum. We'll explain.